Okay, the recording has started. Okay, recording has started, and I will now just do the screen share option. So whatever I will do, will be visible. Okay, this is the second part, and what we did up till now, just a small recap. I introduced this software Altium in front of you, and replace this experiment number 1 options over here in front of you. You can see the tip package 74L-47, the 7 segment is also placed. You can see the common anodes or common cathode, whatever that is. And you have 2 transistors, 2 TO92 packaging, and then you have these resistances over here. The 7 resistances are there for that one. The transistor is also there. And this. Now there are some items still remaining which have to be placed over here. And if you can go back on this experiment number 1 data sheet, the experiment over here. So we have placed this dip package, the 7 segments, the transistors, the resistors. The only thing that is not still there are these male headers. There's 2 pin here, 2 pin here, and then this 4 pin here. And then there are some resistances over here with this dip switch over there. And then the power supply section, which is actually a ladder. I will come back to this power supply section at a later stage. But just now, this is the most important thing is actually this bit switch over here. We call this as the bit switch because there are 4 bits inside this. So we have this 4-bit switch. And then I have this 4 resistances and this male headers, 4 over here and 2 over here. Now, since I'm first of all talking about the male header, if I go back on my screen or my app over here, which is actually Altium, I hope everyone can hear me. Bilal?
Yes. Yes, sir. आवाज आ रही है
Okay. Screen should be there. I have screen is shared. Please, students, anyone respond in the chat window. Screen is being shared. I hope everyone can see the screen share. I have shared the screen. I hope this is working. Yes, screen is being shared. Okay. Now, since I want to have the mail headers first, so for the mail headers, I will go back on the softwares again, go on the place and click on the component. And this time in the library section, this time I will go in the miscellaneous connector, which means M starting word. So what I will require over here is M. Actually, they are not alphabetically arranged. Some are. So you can see. So that's why you have to press that M several times. So don't worry if this creates a little confusion. Miscellaneous connector. So when you click this, it's a very big library. You have all the connectors inside it. Now, if I go on this one, HDR1X2, you can see this is a 2-pin connector. And by default, this has the pin spacing between them equal to 2.54 mm, which is actually the pin spacing on your Vero board, where you are actually placing your mail headers or whatever tip packaging or something. That was a standard spacing. So this HDR1X2 is actually the mail header. I will click this OK. I will click this OK, and I will just place this over here. So this is the base transistor. So I'm just placing it over here near this one. Then I require a 2-pin over here for this base. So I will just place it over here as well. It's totally up to you if you want. You can change the placement every time afterwards. I will change the name afterwards. Now I also need, according to my this one, I require a 4-pin mail header also. So I will go back again to that same library, miscellaneous connectors PCB. And here I have this 4-pin HDR1X4. So when I have this 4-pin, and when I will click this 4-pin, this 4-pin is available over there. Now, since this 4-pin has to be given from the 74LS, the bottom side, so I will click this one over here on this side. So this is the first resistor. I will just place this resistor a little apart from here. So just check it down. Okay, now this is the input one. The other one now, the other thing which I have to place is this bit switch. This is a 4-bit dip switch. Now this has the same packaging as the dual inline packages. That was the dip packaging. So this means since this were 4 pins here, 4 pins here. So this means I will have to go back again on that dip library over here. So this is the dip library. I will just scroll down, or maybe I can just go it again. Okay, this is the dual inline packaging. Now here I want an 8 pin. So as you can see, I have dip 8. I have another dip type 8. Now this is a different class. You can see the pin spacing, some rows are absent or something. I don't want this. I want a simple dip pin 8. As you can see over here, this is a dip pin 8. So 8 pins are there, and the pin spacing, you can just read out the description also easily. You can see the pin spacing, the row spacing is 7.62 mm. The pitch is 2.54. 7.62 mm is the standard one. So pitch is 2.54 mm. So I will just click OK. And now you can see I have this one on my mouse cursor. So what I can do now, I can just press spacebar and I can change its orientation. Every time I press a spacebar, it changes its orientation by 90 degrees. So I have this one over here, and since I only want this one, so I will just press escape and over here. Now, since this is a bit switch, so I will just double click this name, which is actually a designator called as a designator text. So I will call this one as a bit switch. Now all these names or whatever, they actually are very helpful when you are designing a very big PCB, which means which has like 10 or 15 ICs or something like that. And then you have a lot of mail headers and all that connection. Otherwise, it's a very small PCB. You don't even need to actually name them, because naming them actually, please stop your mics, please, everyone. You're not allowed to open your mics. Okay, when you have placed this bit switch, you have placed this. This is the input pin. I can call this one as the input pin over here. So this is the input pin. I will just click save on my file so that everything is saved. Now, the next thing I require over here are these 4 resistances. Now, these 4 resistances over here, as you can see, are going to be placed over there. I have this one resistances already available. So what I will do, I will just select it by my right click of my mouse button. I will just click Control C on my keyboard. And since the cursor changes, I can click this R1. So what will happen? My R1 is copied. I can just click again Control V. So this is copied. So this means I can have another resistor, place it, mouse clicking. So I have now 4. Now since this is the last one, R15, I placed it very close. So that's why you can see the color change to green. So this means that there is a contention over here. The contention means, again, it's still very close. So I will have to make it a little far. So all these 4 resistances are there. I can select these 4 resistances simultaneously also by this small window rectangle box, and I can bring them here. How the placement is going to be done, we will talk about it later on. Mr. Bilal will actually be doing that one in front of you. So you have these 4 resistances which are going to be connected to 74LS47 over here. So I will just save it over here. Now the other thing which you require over here is the 7805 regulator. Now, just for time being in this PCB, I'm not going to ask you to have a regulator attached over here or a LED over here. Now, why I'm doing this? Because a regulator always requires a heat sink to be attached, as I've already told you. But since the current in this PCB or on the Vero board was very small, so I'm not going to ask you to have a regulator in this PCB. So you can ignore this whole part over here. But these 2 parts, which are the block connectors, I told you, this is the input one. So you have to connect this one with the 5 volt, and you have to connect this one with the ground. So you are going to dedicatedly give a 5 volt connection on the green connector. Connect the green color, give the ground connection. Now, how to get this block connector? Now, this block connector, frankly, is not available in this library. So what I will do over here, I will just go back on my previous file. Let's go on some previous file. Maybe like just something like this. This is some old PCB, and I can see if there is any block connector still not available in this one. I will make this available for those who are still not familiar with all this stuff over here. You can have this. Let me just go to this one. This is another PCB I have made over there. This one is the block connector, as you can see. I will just select it, click Control C. I have copied it, and I will go back on my file and place it. As you can see now, I can move it wherever I want to place it. The name is already reset, but I don't want to use it as a reset button or something. I want to use it as something. So this will be reset here. I will place it here, and I will just double click reset, and I will call it ground, because the ground connection is on the bottom side. Now it's totally up to you. You can place that anywhere, on the top also, on the bottom also, but I'm just placing the hierarchy according to your experimental data sheet or the circuit diagram. I will just copy this again by Control C, click this one. So now it's again copied. I will go up, Control V, and now it's on my mouse, and I click it and I place it. Now since this is the 5-volt line, so this means this is the 5-volt over there. So now what I have done over here, I have placed everything that is required. And if I click this button, fit to zoom, everything that I require is placed over here on the PCB file. Now, when everything I require is placed over there, the next thing comes down is the nets. Now, what are nets over there? Nets are actually the wires. So the wires which you actually use by the use of jumper wires, or you used it by the wiring condition of your Vero boards or whatever you used over there as a breadboard or something. So here what you are going to do, you are going to define nets. By nets I mean that you are actually going to name each wire that is actually going to be connected in your data sheet. For example, if I click this, I have zoomed it, this one over there. As you can see, there is a resistor involved in between this F pin, which is actually the IC F pin, and then there is another one. So this means this wire, which is going to be connected from this 15th pin to this end of the resistance, this is going to be called as F dash. Then there is going to be an F wire, that this one is going to be connected with the 7th segment F, which is over here. So this is another wire. This G dash, which is actually going to be connected with the 14th pin over here. Now all these wires are actually going to be called as nets in this software. Okay, so I'm repeating it again. All the wires which are going to be connected between the components, they are going to be called as nets. Or you can use the other word, those who are going through the circuit analysis course, you have gone through the word node. What was a node? A node was a junction at which 2 or 3 components or even more than are connected together. So that node, nets or wires, same thing actually over here. So I have to define nets over here. Now, as you can see in this whole circuit diagram, excluding this power supply section, you have a lot of nets or wires over here. If I just zoom in again back to it, this one, I have 7 wires over here on these pins. I have 7 wires over here. This VCC or 5 volt is common. Then if I go on the 7 segment, right, I have GFAB, I have EDC, and data pointer or DP is going to be data point over there. Then I have 1 wire connected from this DP to this resistance. Then I have 1 wire to the collector of this transistor. Then I have a base over here, and then I have a connection with this male header over there. So there's a lot of wires. Now, first of all, how I'm going to define these nets or wires inside the software. So the first thing, I have to, first of all, use some legible names. Legible names, I mean that you can actually understand them. So when you want to understand them, this means that you have to use some names. Supposedly, I want to name this wire between this pin number 15 and this resistance end. Okay, so I can name this one as G bar. Now G bar, you can type it over there. So what I'm going to call it over there, I can call it as F1 dash A dash B dash. How you're going to name. I will go back on my software again, and when I will go on tools over here. Sorry, not on my tools, now on my design again. Sorry for that. If I'll go back on my design, here there is a Netlist, as the name suggests over here, that this is going to be a list of all the nets over there. So when I will go on my Netlist, I will go on my added nets, and now this is a whole list. Now, since I have not declared anything at present, so what I have to do first, I will have to click on add. Now, when I will click add, this is asking me what name you want to give to your net over here. Now, since I just told you, if I go back on my circuit diagram, I want to call it F bar, G bar, A bar, B bar, C bar, D bar, E bar, and certainly F, G, A, B, C, D, E, because they're also vibrated with the other part of the resistor or the other end. So I will go back on my this one, Here I will call it F bar. I'm calling it F dash over here because I can't place the bar over there from the keyboard. So I will just write F bar and click enter. Now, since these are very wires, don't use your mouse a lot over there because you're going to use your mouse a lot. It will create a time hurdle for you. Every time you want to have F bar, click enter and again click enter. You will have a new dialog box in front of you. So you have G bar, click enter. That you can see now F bar and G bar are there. So if we click again enter, a new dialog box, because every time you are clicking a new add over there. Now next one, A bar, click enter. Then you have B bar, enter, enter, C bar, enter, E bar or D bar, enter. Please turn off your mics, please. E bar. So you can see now what I have done in this list now, A bar, B bar, C, D, E, F, G. Please turn off your mic, students. This is very important. Now, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You have all. Please turn off your mics. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, these were the bar point. I want to add some more now. What I have to add? I have to have A. This is without the bar, the upper side of that resistance. I have written A. Enter. Again, click enter. Write B. Again, enter. I want C. Click enter. I again want B. Enter. Enter. E. Enter. F. Enter. G. So you can see now all the list is there, and it is arranging it alphabetically. That's why it's named as A dash, B B dash, C C dash, D D dash, and all that stuff is there. So what I have done now up till now, approximately 14 wires. And what are those 14 wires or 14 nets? These 14 wires are actually this F dash, B dash, A dash, B dash. So the wires connected with the IC, the upper part, and the wires connected with this 7 segment, they are now named. I don't need anything special now over there. Now, but so what I will do over here, I will again click on VCC. Now, since I'm not having, I can call it VCC, I can call it ground or 5 volts as well. I'm going to use VCC. Okay, this is the positive 5 volts. So this is the name, all the points where plus 5 volts is being applied. I will click again enter. You can see now VCC is there. You can call it plus 5 volts. It's totally up to you. Then you want to have the ground. So this is the ground over there. So VCC and ground are there now. Now, if I go back again on my circuit diagram, this IC is there.
सर ये जो आपकी वीडियो है, ये वीडियो नहीं सिर्फ पिक्स आ रही है, मतलब बहुत स्लो वीडियो है, तो कुछ समझ नहीं आ रही. सारे बच्चे चैट बॉक्स में भी कह रहे हैं, तो इसका इस तरह से कोई फायदा नहीं है.
ओके नहीं नहीं बेटा, डोंट वरी. मैंने कहा ना, जस्ट ट्राई टू गो ऑन. दिस रिकॉर्डिंग इज बीइंग डन. ठीक है, डोंट वरी ऑन दिस वन. ठीक है, don't worry on this one. I just talked in the break with Sir Bilal. He said me he was getting it every time. I don't know your location.
सर अब लैग आ रहा है. से अब लैगिंग हो रही है.
सर इसकी थोड़ी कोडिंग समझ नहीं आई कि आप वीडियो लेक्चर रिकॉर्ड करके वो पोस्ट कर दें, वो बेस्ट होगा.
सर अपने YouTube चैनल पे अगर लेक्चर रिकॉर्ड करके आप कर दें
सर, यहाँ तो MS पर अपलोड कर दें रिकॉर्ड करके.
Okay. Don't worry. I will just change my Wi-Fi router at present because actually
सर आपकी वॉइस पहले आ जाती है स्क्रीन, बाद में मूव हो रही होती है, कुछ समझ नहीं आता.
ये सिर्फ आपके साथ इशू नहीं है, ये सारे टीचर्स के साथ इसी तरह होता है. ये आपके इंटरनेट का मसला नहीं है, ये MS पे हो इस तरह है. वीडियो लैग करती है हर एक टीचर की.
Don't worry.
सर बेस्ट तरीका यही है, आप रिकॉर्ड करके पोस्ट कर दें.
सर जूम पे वैसे इस तरह नहीं होता. जूम पे अगर हम करें ना, तो उस पे शायद पार्टिसिपेंट लिमिट है. अगर जूम पे हो जाए तो बहुत लगेगा.
There is a participant limit. The department is actually has this recording to be done on the has to be done on MS Team. This is actually a department.
सर एक तो इस रिकॉर्डिंग भी चलती है.
हाँ बोलो. ओ चल जाएगी, डोंट वरी बेटा. आज आपका दूसरा दिन है, डोंट वरी ऑन दिस पार्ट. वो चल जाएंगे. मैंने कल लेक्चर दिए, मैंने पूरी लेक्चर्स लिए.
बेस्ट वे तो यही है इसका कि रिकॉर्ड करके पोस्ट कर दें आप.
ठीक है. We will think on this one as well. ठीक है. I'm not going to take much time today.
बहुत लैग हो रही है सर.
सर वैसे इसकी टेक्स्ट फाइल एक बना के भेजी हुई है जिसमें पूरा पीसीबी डिजाइन करने का है ना. ये एक फाइल मैंने बना के दी हुई है.
ठीक
इस पे ना
ठीक है. I will post
सारे
this.
स्टेप
Those who are asking, I will post this video recorded on. ठीक है. I will post it on my YouTube channel also, and I will make that link available on my website ep.ng.com.pk. Don't worry on this one. I'm not going to agitate you more. I'm just going to 5-10 minutes more. Mr. Bilal will take over from here. Let me just change my internet connection. This Wi-Fi connection. Just let me change it actually to the other one. There will be a small lag in between my circuitry. Okay. I hope everyone has this. I hope I'm back to my. Don't worry. The video will be posted and video will be there. That's why I have made it in parts so that the file is not big. Okay, don't worry. Anyway, coming back to what I was doing, I'm not going to take much time. I'm just going to make this file available to Sir Bilal. Tell you how this nets have to be made, and then afterwards just one button and the whole PCB is made to you in front of you. This is called as auto routing, which means all the wires and all that stuff is going to be auto routed in front of you, either in a single layer or a 2-layer. So don't worry on that part. Okay, now since I made this nets over there, these nets are going to be more of them coming over here. I have done this for the 7 segment. I have done it for the upper part of this IC. The lower ones, as you can see over there, I told you they were A, T, B, A, B, C, D, and then this 3rd pin and 5th pin, they had to be connected with VCC. So I don't need to name any other wire name or net name over there. I can easily give connection of VCC 5 volt to pin number 3 and pin number 4. I only need to name A, B, C, and D. So this means I only need to have the A, B, and C, D. And just to differentiate it from the A, B, C, D, what I'm going to do, I'm going to call it capital A. So let me just see if this works over there. No, it does not allow me. So this means, so what I'm going to call it, I'm going to call it A data. You can call it A data because this is actually the data being given to the IC. I can use it, call it B dash data. I can call it A B dash data. I can call it C dash data, and then I can call it D dash data. So this is the 4 data pins. You can see now they are again alphabetically. So this is A data, B data, C data, and D data. They all are actually connected with this one over here. Now, the other things left in this one, this is already with VCC, this is already with the ground, so no need of any other wires. These resistances are going to be connected over there. And then if I move on towards the transistor part, the transistor over here has a little issue over here. Why? Because I need a DP. What is this DP? This DP is the data point, which is actually the 5th pin on the lower side, and this has to be connected with the resistance. So I'm going to name this wire as the same name, which is given over here. I'm going to call it DP. Okay? Or you can call it data point. It's totally up to you. You can call it DP or data point. It's totally up to you. I'm calling it DP over there. So this is your DP. And if I go back on my circuit diagram again, this DP is connected with one end of the resistor. The other end is connected with collector. Now, since there are 2 transistors, one transistor is this, the other transistor is this. So this means I need to have, I can call it as C dot because this is a dot transistor. I can call this one as B dot, the wire name. This can be the base of the transistor. You can use long names as well, but avoid them because it will be a little difficult or tedious for making long names and typing them out and then remembering them. This is very, very important stuff. And then the emitter is already connected with the ground, so you don't need any resistance over there. So I need only what? I need only a C dot and a B dot, and then I can call this pin, which is actually connected with the male header, I can call it as the data point. So I go back on my data one thing. So this can be called as the C dot over there, which is actually the collector of the dot transistor. You just have to remember it. This is very important. So this is B dot, another one. And then there is the data point. So I can call it simply data point. So this is actually the male header that is connected with the other resistor. So this one you can see now. The only ones remaining now, the only nets remaining over here are only this portion, which is actually the top ones. We will do the very same just like we did it for the other ones. If you can see over here, this is connected with VCC, no need of the other wire. This is the very same. VCC is already named. Then I have the collector over there. I can call it as the C power because this is the power transistor, because this is going to give power to your 7 segment. I can call it C collector over there. I can call it as the B power. And for this one, I can call it emitter power, or I can call it the common point. It's totally up to you. What name you want to use is totally whatever feels easy for you, you can use it. So what I'm going to call it, I'm going to call it as the B power. And here I'm going to call it as the C power, and I'm going to call this one as common. It's totally up to you. You want to call it CA, which means common anode. You want to call it common cathode or whatever. It's totally up to you. I'm going to with the word COM, which means actually exactly from the name from the data sheet or the circuit diagram. So I have called it as common. There is only one pin remaining, and that pin is actually this male header pin. This male header pin is actually the power button. So I can call it just simply the power button. So I can call it as the power over there, which means whenever I will give 5-volt signals on this one, this will be over there. So I will click OK. Almost, I think, so I have not missed anything. All the nets are defined. You can see all the list is there. Now, when nets are nets are defined, these nets are going to be now attached to each and every footprint over there and it's saved over there. Now, what Mr. Bilal will take over from here, he is actually going to zoom in everything. Supposedly, I want to connect with the upper part of these resistances. Since this pin is going to be VCC, this is the pad. If you click this, double click this one, the pad window open. This is the pad window. Now, when this is the pad window, here you have to define the nets. Whatever net list you have defined, you will take the net name. All those nets are available over here in this. You can see all the nets which we have defined just now, they are available. Now this is what? This is VCC. So I will just click VCC, and since my actually screen is there, so I will have to click OK. Now you can see this is over there. Just to confirm that you are actually have made this one, you can see zoom in, you have the VCC over there. So every pin, so just with VCC, what you have over there, you have F dash, you have G dash, then you have A dash, then you have B dash, then you have C dash, B dash, and E dash. So this means that you are going to name them as the same nomenclature. So this will be the 15, 14, 13, and all that stuff coming to you. So this is the file up till now, and now you just have to make nets connected with all the footprints or the pads over there. Now, if you just zoom in any one of them, all of these are the pads. This is the common pin. This is F, G, A, B, or whatever that data sheet is telling you. So this is all that you have to do. Any questions up till now, up till here, so that I can actually just mail this file to Sir Bilal and he can take over from here. Because now the part which is left is very, very easy. We're not going to take much time of you. It's just going to be like maybe like 15-20 minutes more by Sir Bilal, and then afterwards I guess this video will be uploaded on the YouTube channel. Don't worry beta, the voice is 4G, the video is 2G. This is actually because of your connection problem. I hope Sir Bilal can confirm me that now there is no lag.
Excuse me sir, dip package के लिए हम कौन सी library use करेंगे?
Dip package के लिए you are always going to go in the place, you are always going to have the component, and you will go in this dual inline package.pcb library.
Okay.
Dual inline package.pcb library. This is available. We will make this available. In fact, let me just tell you where are these file libraries available. Let me just give you an idea. Okay, main Altium software library. This is available at this link. This is a zip file and it has all the libraries that you require. I'm copying this link and I'm pasting this one inside the chat window. So everyone can download it separately and you can install it over there. Just wait for
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही।
सर अनम्यूट करेगा अपना माइक। सर माइक अनम्यूट करें।
Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, Ji. Sorry for my mic was actually muted. I was actually having a conversation with Mr. Bilal. I have shared this link over there for those who actually want to download the library file for the PCB libraries over there. I'm just going to control this lecture from here now. Sir Bilal is actually not there. He has some issues with the connectivity. The question from Fazan Rafiq is this: how we can open the pad window? You just have to double click the open the pad window and do the terminal labeling. You just have to, I can just show you how you are actually going to do it. Supposedly I want to go with this one, double click this and you can do it. And you can change the designator name as well. This is a 2 written over there. If you want to write something else, 3 or 4 or something, you can do that as well. Nets, you can select any nets from here and click OK, and that is done. So, okay, the point over here is this. I'm just going to stop over here. Okay, the file is already made. You can see the file is already there. Just for now, since Sir Bilal is not there now, he has some connectivity issues. He will from here take and have a screen recorded lecture, just as you were asking for me, and he will upload that link. As soon as I will have this recording of this, whatever I have done up till now in the last 2 hours, I will make that also available on my website also, and I will download it and I will make that available also. Meanwhile, the CRs, please have a contact with Sir Bilal and download Altium software from the designated links which he gives to you. Okay. Meanwhile, do this one and have a contact with Sir Bilal. He will be telling you. So by next week, when you are going to come next week, I hope everyone who comes online has this software with you, and you have at least tried to design this first experiment number 1 PC. This is very important. Okay. The rest remaining just like 15-20 minutes work, which is just left. Sir Bilal will be giving you a screen recording lecture with his voice also on it, and he will be telling you how the remaining part from this existing file has to be done. Okay. So any questions? Any questions for the last 2-3 minutes? The link is working. You can download the libraries from experiment over here. You just have to go to the introduction to PCB designing tools. This is the main Altium designing library. Okay, yes, this is not working. Okay, I will make this available. Don't worry on this part. I will make this available. There must be some error from my website. Actually, my website, the server is based somewhere else. So, any other questions, please? You can ask any questions in the meeting chat window if you have any questions. No, Altium does not require any login, beta. Beta, these are difficult times, Ahmad Asim. You have to listen to the recording and online lectures too. This is a difficult time, beta. You have spent like 3 or 4 months. These are difficult times. Yes, you can. Row number 59. You can just you can beta.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes. Ji, beta. I can hear you. Please go on.
Idea for the class to be executed through online videos. What I mean to say is that you record your videos and post them on your YouTube channel, and we hear like a short meeting, not this long, and just discuss the questions we have.
Okay. Actually, this was just the first time. Okay, this was just the first time, and this is always happening. So take this first lecture just as first introduction. Next time from now on, everything that we are going to do will be as a recorded lecture. They will be available on the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel. But actually, this is a limitation from the department that this lecture has to be recorded on MS Teams. So that's why we are doing it. And since students are actually asking this question and they're indulging in this one, so this is going to be a problem. So just go down. This is the first week. So there will be some problems.
So like the department, if the department made it compulsory or mandatory for us to like attend this Teams session, why don't we like just put our Q&A sessions here on Teams and record it and send it to the department to actually doing the work?
Okay. This is the same thing. This is the same thing. The theory lectures are recorded and they are placed on there on the MS Teams. And I guess you are doing the very same with your theory teachers. For the lab session, actually, this is the first week. So that's why I've just given you an introduction. The video lecture will be available of this one we have just done for the last 2 hours. So don't worry. Okay. Next time when you are going to come, I will have recorded already the lecture and that will be posted on MS Teams. And whatever session we will have, that will be just a Q&A session. Okay. So don't worry on that one.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Welcome. Roll number 8, antivirus is not allowing. Better you have to disable it. I guess you have to disable it. Then you can actually install it. Actually, this is Ahmed Asim. Yes, I know every teacher is asking you to have the online. Actually, the point of actually making it mandatory to attend it is actually because we want to actually ask you to actually be physically present in front of that. We're not asking everyone to have a Viva or something like that. I don't know. We're not going to have a Viva for this particular course or lab course, but I guess there are many other theory subjects in which you will be actually having a on-camera Viva as well. I am also teaching to second year, so there will be an on-camera Viva I will be taking for that labs and that theory class. So certainly this is actually mandatory from that perspective. Otherwise, online lectures are available. I guess they will be always recorded. That's why I'm actually always trying to make the recording of 1 hour each. So whenever I have to download it also and upload it also, they are of a reasonable file size. Any other questions, Beta? So I can actually just turn off the recording and then Sir Bilal will most probably be uploading the stuff in like 2-3 hours from now on. Actually, he has some power grid problem at his home. So that's why actually otherwise I wanted to take him from here. Any other questions? Yes, I know Dr. Farhan is also doing it and he has a Q&A session in this time. Actually, this was the technique being used by the department for theory. But for the lab, they actually asked it that the first lab session can be a Q&A session. But since practically we just had only 3 weeks of the stuff up till now, physically in the university, that was in February end or the March start. So that's why this lab session for the Altium software was required. Don't worry, if anyone will have a lagging behind or maybe a number of students are lagging behind, I will ask Sir Bilal to actually arrange another one and then another session, maybe some as an off time, and we can communicate to everyone so that an Altium can be done. Another Q&A session for Altium software initial start. I have just here today told you how you are actually going to place components, how you are going to find the libraries, and how you are actually going to place that netlist and all that stuff inside the software. The installation part and how that routing and all that part, how it has to be done, this will be done for Sir Bilal. Any questions, any other something? I hope everyone has my email address with you, and this MS Teams is also there. Actually, I'm getting a lot of queries, so if I'm a little late in answering your queries, so be patient and just buzz me off again and again. I will be answering your queries. I hope there is no questions coming on from here now. I guess this file, I will make this file also available for those, but afterwards the first lecture is complete by Sir Bilal. Yes, Beta, Rana, Zain, you can unmute your mic if you have something special to say on your mic.
सर क्या ये जो ऑनलाइन सेशन चल रहा है इसको अटेंड करना सर कंपल्सरी है? अगर हम डायरेक्टली यूट्यूब से ही आपकी वीडियोस देख लें या MS टीम से रिकॉर्डेड सुन लें तो
नहीं बेटा, no, the attendance is actually I just had the attendance taken for all your lectures, whoever was present up till now. I've taken that attendance. Approximately 117 are the 117 plus yes, there are approximately like 100 and 27 students at present, and I just taken the attendance. So that attendance is just taken over here just now. So this is mandatory. Actually, this is the problem. This is a problem because this is actually a recommendation from the PEC or HEC. Because everyone can actually go on YouTube and all that. In fact, in the last 3 months, I have been at home. In fact, I did an online course at UPY and any other online courses. But this is a mandatory because you have to give a CGPA course to you. We have to give you a GPA marks and all that stuff to you. So this is mandatory. You have to be online at least. So that's why actually Q&A session.
सर इस तरह तो काफ़ी मुश्किल हो जाएगा. पहले हम मतलब ऑनलाइन लेक्चर लें, फिर हम रिकॉर्डिंग भी सुने, तो सारे टीचर इस तरीके से करते हैं, तो इस तरह काफ़ी मुश्किल हो जाएगा.
But I know this is going to be difficult for you. I know this is going to be difficult, but times are difficult, beta. I hope every one of you is safe from Corona at present, and I hope you are safe at your home. These are crucial times. I know the university has asked us that the sessions will go up till now like this for 15th of July, and then afterwards, maybe if the university opens, for which the chances are very, very slim because the cases for the COVID-19 are increasing very fastly. So I guess, in fact, let me just maybe amaze you. We had this instruction from the university that maybe the next semester, which you will be starting from September or maybe at the end of September, that will also be online. Beta, I guess this rule number 4, I can understand. You have to make out time, beta. There is no commute. You're not commuting to your university. You're not commuting out from there. So that's why actually no, attendance is not gone. That's a special case, beta. Don't worry, roll number 38. If you were here, I have taken attendance 2 times over here just now. I take attendance, one at the mid and one at the end. So don't worry on that part. So you will have the attendance problem will not be there. Don't worry on that part. Okay, someone removes again and again. I will today see the backlog. Anyone who has removed anyone, I'm going to penalize that person. Don't worry. Next time you won't see anyone. In fact, everyone will be adding someone else so that. Okay. So, okay. Don't worry. I will add your attendance. I just took the attendance 2 times, so I will just take an intersection of there or there. So don't worry on that part. Any other questions? Yes, yes. PCB projects only. The problem is that I have asked the CRs in just the very start that you are going to, if you can make some hardware project at your home. Yes, I will change that settings of admin. I will change that. Actually, this is the first time. In fact, I am using the web-based version of MS Teams at present. The software is creating some problems at my laptop, so this is a problem. Yes, approximately, yes. I guess everyone can leave. I'm just going to close this recording, and as soon as the Microsoft Teams sends me the recording, I will download it. And in fact, let me just stop the recording first. So, thank you, everyone.